Okay, this is going to be something different that I haven't tried before, but I'm kind of stealing an idea actually, or borrowing or modifying or whatever from Gameplay Jenny, and in fact certain other channels like, I don't know, Community Channel. I do struggle to reply to a lot of comments in the week, and I spend a lot of time still answering comments which I could spend doing other things like making more videos. So what I'm going to try now is replying to comments in a video at the end of the week. So if this gets a good reaction, I will still respond in text to some comments if I feel they need a quick response. But an awful lot I think I'm going to reply to in a dedicated video at the end of the week. We'll see how it goes. This is an experiment really, call it a pilot or trial video, whatever. There will be some comments that I will not respond to. I won't respond to troll comments. I mean, yeah, it would be fun to name and shame, but I found that that just causes more bother and it's not worth it. So troll comments will be completely ignored. I will not be responding to comments of you should do this or you should do that or you should try this game or blah blah blah, because what can you say about comments like that? Okay, cool, I might, or no, I won't, or whatever. Now, I won't be responding to comments that are like advising me on how to play a particular game because, well, I've made the video, I've played the game, and I probably won't play it again for a long time, so they're kind of redundant. So it will be like, well, I don't know what kind of comments I will be responding to, as many as I can, where I can find anything worthwhile to say. Now, if this works out well, I will respond to comments from like the whole previous week's videos. That's not going to work right now because I've responded in text to a lot of them. So I've come up, what video am I looking at the moment? I'm on the Duke Nukem Land of the Babes video here. I've answered a few comments and then ran out of time. So I'm looking at the ones that I didn't. I'm going to have to edit a lot because I'll be spending an amount of time reading before I speak. Let's find some that I haven't responded to. Okay, Dan's Game Corner. I knew I remembered this game being shite. Even though you're playing awfully, I can clearly see that most of that is due to the game and not you. I hope so. What a way to shit all over the Duke name. 3D was awesome and this just looks abysmal in comparison. Yeah, I like Duke Nukem 3D and this game. It really, I mean, I said it in text at the end of the video. It was more like a Lara Croft game. It was like Tomb Raider. And, well, some of you will know what I'm like at Tomb Raider. I found it just, it wasn't good. Lactobacillus Prime. The controls let the game down in my opinion. Mouse and keyboard for me. Do you know, I love mouse and keyboard on first person games. But third person, I don't know how that would work. I'm not at all sure. Ben Wyatt, his daftest and most entertaining. Was I daft in that one? I don't know. I suppose I was talking to the game character a lot and telling him off. I didn't like the controls. God, I'm supposed to be reading. That previous comment was by Daniel Cordell. While I think of it, Daniel, are you WrestleTube 1? I know YouTube did their whole thing of making people use their real names, and I think the style of comment, you must be WrestleTube, but I thought I'd better ask because I'm not sure. It doesn't matter, I'm just curious. Okay, Dead to Sights. I didn't like the controls on this one at all, preferred Zero Hour on the N64. I've never played Zero Hour on the N64, but yeah, I don't like the controls on this game either. Games Bloke. Steve, if you struggle, then I know I'd snap the pad in two and chew on the cord if I played this. It looks painfully frustrating. This video is entertaining for different reasons than your usual fare. Why? I'm like, come on, a little more, a little, no, and so on. Still, nice stuff as always. I don't know if I was doing this different to how I would normally do a game. I was frustrated playing it. So I guess that affects the delivery. I was actually thinking this isn't going to be a good video because I was feeling quite negative about the game while playing it, and I didn't want that to come across too much because I found from experience that isn't entertaining, and people don't like too much negativity, and I can be a sarcastic bastard when I'm not enjoying a game. Yeah, it is one, if you can't get on with it, does make you want to... I've never been one for throwing my pad around, but I do know what you mean. Lol, Steve, watching this and drinking... Oh, this is from Gamer Calibra. Did I say who the last one was by? Can't remember. From Gamer Calibra. Lol, Steve, watching this and drinking some vodka. Hilarious. I play the same way. I thought I was the only one who played like that. Thank you, you made my day. Well, comments like that make my day, so thank you. Yeah, I think drinking vodka while playing that would probably help. I can't even imagine what it's... You know what, I've got absolutely no idea what it would be like to watch one of my videos as a viewer, because I watch them back myself sometimes, but I mean, I know what's in them, so yeah, I imagine watching that while drunk would be quite... I don't know. From Atsuma Corinne. I'd say it was a mixture. This is where I asked... I didn't know if it was the game or me that was bad. Atsuma Corinne says, I'd say it was a mixture, Steve. I personally don't think the puzzle you were stuck on was that bad. I think it was. There was glass there that I couldn't see. How was I meant to know? I meant to shoot it. However, the controls tried their damnedest to make it pretty much impossible. Yes, they did. I don't know a whole lot about Duke Nukem. You just got to watch Freakin' D. You'll know all about Duke Nukem. But I do remember liking the original, I think, when I played it at a friend's house on the PC years ago. I never played it on the PC years ago. The first time I ever played it was... No, I lie. On a PC years ago. But yeah, I hate those Tomb Raider mechanics. Even watching you try to play makes me cringe. Watching me try to play make... Yeah, that. What you said. Gotta love climbing on the side of the ladder, though. Yeah, that was kinda weird. From Carl Jackson. My brother is the same as you. He really can't handle 3D games. Do you know, actually, I can handle 3D games quite well. I just can't handle this one. You're slightly better than him, but I think that the stress makes you just press buttons. I say to him, don't panic, look around for a while and plan what you are going to do. Don't even try to advance in the game, just practice with the controls for 20 minutes until they feel comfortable. The controls in this game are fairly tight, if I remember, and it's a pretty awesome game. Okay. Carl, you're not getting what I'm doing, and I'm guessing you knew, so that's fair enough. Can't knock you for that. I don't practice when I make these videos. I bung the game in for the first time, or in this case the second time. Don't read the instructions unless I really have to, and sometimes even if I have to I don't bother, and I just play them so you can see what it looks like, though most or a lot of people have seen them already anyway. So yeah, I do play appallingly badly, and it's not actually because I can't play games, it's because it's my first go and I'm commentating at the same time, and you try and play a game that you've never played and commentate at the same time, and you will play badly, I guarantee it. So that's what's going on there. Practice? No, that would be missing the point. From... God, how the hell's someone meant to pronounce that? Oh, I ain't even going to try. 51N777Z 0H4R. I'm not saying that again. You keep saying it's your gameplay, however the hit detection looks a little off. I'm glad I didn't play this back in the day. Yeah, there were a lot of things that were a bit off, I reckon. Hit detection was probably one of them. I mean, there was an amount of it was me, inexperienced with the game, not familiar with the controls, and commentating and not necessarily paying as much attention as I could have had I just been playing the game. But yeah, there was a lot wrong with the game as well, and I think in terms of design, it was not good. Okay, moving on to whatever was the next video. Reality check. Okay, this was the Friday talkie. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Scroll down to the bottom, find the ones I haven't responded to yet. Quite a lot. From Mystery, if that's how you pronounce it. Steve is the king of blabbering. Blabbering? No, I'm the king of waffling. Never blabbered in my life. From Old X-Cool. Old School. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. I'm going to call it Old School. It's got an X in it. Yeah, I had this the reality check a few months back when I decided to quit YouTube. Me not putting a sentence together properly. When I decided to quit YouTube because I felt that it was just on my mind way too much and found myself more talking about games versus playing them. I was also disillusioned by the YouTube community cliques and the opportunistic nature of many YouTubers, subscriber hunters as I call them. I took time off and decided to go at it again, this time ignoring the clicks and the numbers, and go at my own pace and enjoy what I do on my channel again. Yes, you can get obsessed. It is possible to get obsessed with views, with clicks, with all kinds of stuff, and it is possible to get obsessed with all that and focus on the wrong parts of it. Quite possible I could be accused of that myself, actually, but I don't know, I'm quite happy with it. But yeah, definitely do it for yourself, and then people will either like it or they won't, but you can't be focusing on doing things for other people. You got to do it for yourself. Subscriber hunters. I suppose there are. I mean, there are some people I would look at and say subscriber hunters, and these are the ones who actually I kind of think are spammers, where they'll send a message and say, I watched your video, please subscribe to my channel. And I'm like, no. Okay, from Dave Webster. This seems to be the case when someone uses their own free time to produce something that other people get the benefit of enjoying, be it YouTube, music, open source, etc. There are always some who will have an expectation. For the most part, the retro people keep their own pace, and I can see how people can feel hurt. I had to laugh when you made your comment about being pushed stuff on the PS3, as the Xbox 360 is experiencing a very similar thing. A home screen should be my home screen. Bah. Yes, on your first thing, definitely, with software, freeware and that kind of thing, public domain, not so much maybe, yeah, homebrew. I've seen that, like when I was using homebrew stuff, like on my hacked PS3, and people would be going apeshit if a new hack was late. You know, the firmware had been updated and everyone was waiting for a new hack, and they'd be going mental at the guy who was producing them, and it's not a job. Yeah, it does happen. Entitlement, there is just... It is. Anything where something's produced for free by people who are doing it for fun, you do get that. Though, I mean, the thing is, the people who watch on a regular basis, who are... I never like to... I'm not going to use the word fans. I don't use that word. I think any YouTuber who is calling their viewers fans, I just think, no, you need a reality check. But regular viewers get what it is the video maker is doing, I think. But you will get people who just kind of come along, and latecomers or newcomers or whatever, who maybe don't get it. And that's when entitlement starts to become an issue, I think. Yeah, I keep hearing about on your other point, the 360, that there is advertising and stuff coming up on that. I don't have a 360, and I'm very glad. I saw someone else say somewhere, and maybe I'll come across that in this, that the PlayStation Network is free, so can't complain about advertising. Well, no, I can. I think... bung PlayStation Network advertising on PlayStation Network features. If I'm going to go and play a game on the network, sure, stick an ad in there before the game loads up, put an ad in it, no problem. Put ads on the PlayStation Store, no problem. But not on my bloody console, on my menu that's full of games that I play, that I've installed. Then to stick one at the top of that, that's wrong. They shouldn't be doing it. Yeah, from Polar Ventris. First, digital-only content, then in-your-face advertising on consoles and software you've already bought and paid for, and lastly, the plans to start monitoring, spying on users to see how many people are watching the digital media you've bought and paid for. The gaming industry needs a new crash that resets it back to where it needs to be. Yeah, I totally agree, and I had read about this thing, Microsoft using the, what's that camera thing they've got on the Xbox 360 Kinect. Having something like that hooked up, so if you're playing a DVD or whatever, it will look to see how many people are watching, and if it's more than 3, hey, you're in breach of the license and they can sue you. Or using facial recognition, so it knows who's playing this DVD. You know, if you lend it to someone else and they've got the Kinect on it, they can see, hold on, there's someone else using this and they're not licensed, they didn't buy it, sue them. It's crazy, it's dangerous. I really hope they don't do it. From Burp Reynolds, that's a great name. Your problem is you're a victim of your own success. If you only had a few subs and didn't make so many videos, you'd find it easier. I think you can take people's opinions either way. The best thing to do is, like you did, sod it off for a week, because it does get tedious being on YouTube. Yes, definitely. The more viewers you get, the more comments you get, the harder it gets. Absolutely, no doubt about that. So really, the longer you do it, the harder it's going to get. Which, I don't know. Does it separate the men from the boys? No, I don't know. That would be an arrogant thing to suggest. Yeah. You do. You just, like you say, you got to take a break every now and then, or step back from it, or something. I've never been afraid to take a break from it when I feel like it, and make no apologies for it, because it's my channel. I'll do what I like. Okay. Yeah. Laugh it up, Fuzzball 70. So, playing devil's advocate, you can cut all loose, not care. 3 minutes later, to a not overly confident, I could handle it, with an awkward expression on your face. You have listed 8 or 9 systems that you would have to keep, not to mention the respective software, and for instance, given the PS3 is being kept for its backward compatibility, I assume that would be considerable. Steve, I think you have just described a medium-sized collection. Yeah, no, I do get what you're saying. I start off saying, yes, I could give it all up, and then all of a sudden I've moved away from that and would keep some stuff. I think actually, while I understand where you're coming from, I hadn't been intending to say I would get rid of all of it. If it came across that way, that wasn't actually my intention. But because I say things off the top of my head and unscripted, I don't always express myself in the way I intend to. But it's like I said in text comments, yeah, I think I kept about 7 systems, which for some 7 or 8, I don't think it was 9, but anyway, for some people, yes, that is quite a collection. But let's not forget the fact that I've got about 100 systems, so it is quite a significant thing. You know, it's not saying, I'm going to give it all up and then not. That would be giving up a massive amount of stuff, and I could do that, and you know, it would be the difference between 2 rooms full of computers and consoles to 1 bookshelf full of computers and consoles, and I think that's significant and valid, and you know, I hadn't gone back on what I was originally intending to say, though I certainly probably didn't phrase. Certainly, probably. There I am with those vague things again. You get my point. I'll shut up. I'm mangling my sentences. Microsoft does have... this is from Duke Magnum. Microsoft does have adverts in a few of the official apps that are included with Windows 8. The weather and sports apps come to mind. Ads are only going to get more annoying and invasive. Yes, quite. I have got a free version of Word on this Windows 7 computer, and it's got ads in it, but it was free. And I think ads to support and finance free software are fine. I have absolutely no problem with it. What I have a big problem with is when they start putting ads on an operating system that you paid for. Then I'm like, no, that's unacceptable. Yes, the EPROM9 says, I've had people ask me questions I did not know the answers to. Yeah, because you are into the technical stuff, the geeky stuff, the electronics and the, you know, it's all cool stuff and completely over my head. Yeah, so people assume you know everything, and if they have an electrical or computery or gadgety problem, they assume you know everything. I totally understand where you're coming from there. And it's kind of flattering that people think you're that clever, you're going to know the answer, but it's also bloody annoying when random people do it a lot. I used to get treated by certain friends in the real world like a technical helpline, 24-hour technical helpline. You know, ring me up, Steve, I've got a problem with my computer, come and fix it. And it was generally stupid stuff like, well, malware, and I'm like, don't just install this shit, virus check it first, and stuff like that. And I'd have to reinstall whole operating systems and crap like, oh, drove me mad. But yeah, you get people think you know everything. I sympathise. What do we got here? Okay. Yeah, this was a response to me talking about Windows having advertising and crap, or the possibility of it, from Jacob Waiter Busco, something like that. That's a hard one to pronounce. Waiter Busco, or thereabouts. Guys, you got choice. If you don't like Windows OS, use Linux. OK Games, choice, I think you mean weaker, but you can escape from Windows 8 if you have older PC. Yeah, I get quite a few people saying, why don't you use Linux, if I'm having a grumble about Microsoft or whatever. And I've got to say, I have used Linux. I've used Ubuntu and Mint. And while the operating systems themselves were functional and did the trick, I found the software to be fairly appalling, actually. I mean, one of the most important pieces of software for me is video editing software. And I found it very hard. No, I just plain couldn't find any that did the job. Like, the best piece of software that I heard about, and I did look, was a thing called Kden Live. And if it had been stable, it would have been adequate, and I probably would have stayed using Ubuntu or Mint for quite a while. But it was so completely unstable. As soon as I tried doing anything, it crashed. I had to save every 5 seconds or something. And for a while, that sounds ridiculous, but for a while that was the only editing option I had. So I was having to do that, and it was infuriating because it was just a crash-happy bloody nightmare. So as soon as I got another Windows PC, that one just went in the bin. No, I won't go back to Linux. I found the software to be inadequate. Okay, from MDMax09. Awesome video. I'm glad you covered people's expectations when it comes to YouTube and how the people who make channels versus the ones who don't. I noticed if I get caught up in life and don't post a video within 2 or 3 days, I lose 1 or 2 subscribers. It's kind of crazy and easy to get sucked into the stresses of adding videos just to add them rather than just enjoying to make them when you can. Thanks for the awesome talkie, as usual. Yes, there is pressure and there is expectation, and sometimes if you don't come up with what people want, some people leave. I think I don't notice when people leave anymore. I notice if a whole load go, and I assume that that's YouTube messing around. I guess I do notice if it goes up and then it goes down, but I kind of don't worry about people leaving. I think probably a lot of people subscribe before they realise what I'm doing. They think I'm doing reviews, and then when I do something that really isn't a review or even remotely like one, and I'm playing really badly and probably talking absolute nonsense, I'll lose a lot of people. But not posting, yeah, I don't find people leave if I don't post for a little while, but people do get excited, as in excitable, as in, Steve, where the hell are you? Are you all right? Have you, what's happening? Not in an annoying way. They're not bugging me, but when you get an awful lot of people, I mean, it's nice that people notice, and it's nice that people care. So it's not a negative as such, but it does add pressure. And but I've never put up a video just because people have been wanting one or expecting one. I'm like, no, if I'm having a break, you can damn well wait. And if that means some people get impatient, well, it's just too bad. But I do know what you mean. Yeah, from Long Rod von Hugenden. That is so hard to say. It was about a year ago when my PS3 had a Love Film icon installed on it, when I realised there was no way to remove it. I sold it, never looked back. Balls to Sony. Yeah, I know the one you mean, Love Film, and there's another one with, what do you call it? What's that American thing that we get over here now? Forgotten. Netflix. Yeah, there's another one like that. There are a few things on there, but oddly those ones don't bother me because they're in parts of the cross media bar that I don't really use all that much. We've got Love Film and I watch it, but those ones didn't bother me too much. I did get really pissed off at the SingStar one though, because it's in me games thing, and that's what I use it for most of the time. And it's like, here's this icon that suggests I've got something that I haven't, and you know, if someone else said it, and it's probably in the comments later on, one of their friends saw their games list and they're like, I didn't know you were into SingStar, and it's saying I'm bloody well not. Yeah, it's offensive to me to have such a god awful game thing in my list of games when I haven't got it, when it's something so far from what I would normally play. It makes me mad. From John 2. Just saying hello, because I am new to your videos and liked and subbed already. I had a ZX81, Atari 800 XL, many others after, and now build my own. I look forward to spending most of my weekend watching your uploads. Thanks again, never give up. Taking breaks is all good, take lots, but keep on with it. Steve B. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. You're going to need more than a weekend to watch them all if you want to watch them all. I don't know how long it would take to watch every single video I've got. Do you know how many there are? Nice to meet you. Welcome to here. And trust me, I will keep on making the videos because it's fun. Ryan Air Zonk World Champ. That's a great name, isn't it? I'm afraid that's where gaming is going now, seeing more annoying ads pop up in the weirdest places. Yeah, I mean, they're fitting them in-game. I don't mind them if they're in-games, if they're if the context fits, like billboards and stuff. Fine, but I don't like it when they're putting them in my cross-media bar, suggesting I have a game when I don't, and it's a game that I don't want. Whoa. Now, here we go. Bravo 20007. You may have bought the product, but PSN doesn't cost you out, so Sony can pretty much do what they like. No, I absolutely disagree. Absolutely disagree. If I'm using a network feature, like if I'm playing a game, I said this earlier, if I'm playing a game, they can put up a splash screen and advertise something. Fine, if it's a network-based game. If I'm on their store, fine, ads, no problem. But if I'm just playing games, and if I'm offline, if I'm not using the network, I do not accept that they have the right to put ads on my operating system. It's mine. I paid for it. They can't or should not be taking more money from it in any way whatsoever. It's wrong. Imperial Production says, with regard to the advertisements on the PS3, Microsoft have been doing it on the 360 for quite a while now. Even if you pay for Xbox Live, you still have to see them. Well, there's one reason not to use Xbox Live. I don't have it. I don't want it. I totally object to paying for a service like that anyway. I think they make their money from their software, and I don't mind if they're going to put ads, like I just said, on the network features. If you're playing online, fine. but not on the operating system. No way. From Atsuma Corinne. It's very interesting to hear your thoughts rebalancing your YouTube exploits with real life. Exploits? Do I have exploits? I haven't seen any instances of people getting too carried away with YouTube, but I have heard instances where people get too carried away with gaming. I've seen most. I'm not going to name any names whatsoever. It can definitely be tough. Heck, sometimes I think I use the internet too much. No, you can't use the internet too much. It's not possible. No, it's true actually. It depends actually on your circumstances. In some circumstances, lots is fine, and in others, it's not. It depends on the people around you, I think. There again, I do have periods where I don't sign in anywhere, so maybe I balance it out, but in a different way. Tell you what, sometimes there have been phases where the internet has gone down here, and I've been going completely crazy. And then remember that I have a dongle, so I have a dongle. God. Yeah, I still get internet access. I would struggle without it for an extended period of time. Skipping through bits. Not knowing what your secret project is. Any chance of a teaser trailer? No. And it's not that book manual thing that I put up previously either. So no clues. Only one person knows, and he's not telling, I'm sure. Still got one of your PS1 videos to watch. We'll do that either tonight or tomorrow. How can you have not watched all of my videos? One more thing. I hope whenever I say looking forward to the talkie or whatever, you don't feel pressured when I do that, as that's not my intention. Okay, right. Now, don't take this the wrong way. Everyone who says looking forward to this, or please play that, or you should try, every single comment like that, yes, it is pressure. I don't hold it against anyone, but it is pressure. I know it's not intentional, but I can't take it any other way. Not telling anyone don't do it, because it's not you, it's me. Yeah. Moving on. Mark the Morose. Jedi Mind Trick. These aren't the retro systems you want to keep. You want to hand them over to Mark the Morose and go about your business / Jedi Mind Trick. No? No, that's not working. I did laugh though. Yep, Arcade Main Machine also has the annoying SingStar thing. And just following Microsoft because the 360 has ads on the menu, which I think there shouldn't be any at all. I totally agree. They shouldn't be there. It's wrong. We paid for it. It's not subsidising anything. We paid for it. I think ads to subsidise something to make it cheaper, fine, fair enough, but they're money grabbing and it's wrong. Okay, Pedro Lambrini. The other day I asked if you fancied doing some more VIC-20 vids. I'm sorry if you felt I was talking out of turn. It was just a suggestion. Sorry. Okay, this is like I said to Atsuma Corinne. I know everyone who requests things, they're not intending... No, you're not speaking out of turn. It is absolutely not speaking out of turn. It's not an unreasonable thing to do. It does... I do feel pressurised by it, but I don't hold it against anyone. You know, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the way it is from where I sit. It is pressurising. But generally when people say, are you going to do something, my answers are usually as polite as I can make them, but what I'm thinking is, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do what I want to do when I feel like it. And even the things I say I'm going to do, I generally don't do anyway, because it's all very much spur of the moment, completely. It's unprofessional, because I'm not a professional. I'm just doing it for the fun. Yeah. Team Rocket reviews. If I could only have one retro game system, it'd be the Game Boy, original one, because I could keep my collection in my pockets. Yeah. I wonder. I wonder if I could say the same about the GBA. If I could only have one, probably if I could only have one system, it would be the PS3, because you got 3 in 1 there, and I do play that the most. But Desert Island, yeah, GBA, because I can keep most of that is my entire GBA collection in there. It's jammed in very tightly, but with so many compilations in that collection, that's a lot of games. PC Faulkner, I hear you. People that upload nothing but comment on everything they can, do this, do that, and personally my videos take so long to make, it can be pressure to make new vids. Good show, Steve, as always. Charles. Thank you, Charles. Yes, there's absolutely a divide between people who put up videos and people who don't. And generally those who put up videos, they do get it. I don't know what more I can say about that. Yes, I absolutely get what you're saying when you say you get what I'm saying. Channel Swifts. If the time ever came, I think I would be able to sell all my stuff. Some of it has sentimental value, but I've lost stuff before and lived. I like that. Yeah, that in itself is a good line. It's a good attitude. If I was able to make my own gameplay videos, I would do whatever I feel like. That's why I find YouTubers more appealing than celebrities on TV. People can say and do whatever, whenever they feel like. Uncensored, honest opinions from most people. Yeah, definitely. There is a time and a place for TV, and it ain't on YouTube. And YouTube, I think, are getting it very, very wrong. The way they're putting TV channels on here. A lot of the stuff that you can get, like 4OD and 5 on demand and ITV player and all that kind, then there's no iPlayer type stuff on here. But there's a lot of that on here now, and I don't think it's the right place for it at all. But that's them just money grabbing. Yeah, YouTube is great because it's YouTube, and it's just normal people saying what they think. From Mark Quizor, what pressure? If you do it in your spare time as a hobby, why care? To which I responded, if you have a lively audience and enjoy interacting with them, it's impossible not to care. To which he responds, quite a lot actually, I haven't read all this. Well, true, I do understand the whole stuff, but get yourself to a rule. Is it a hobby? Is it to satisfy YouTube users? There lies the solution. Give a fuck on demands, that's kinda usual. Do this, play that, you should, etc. Do your stuff. If you like to post a video of cat drinking toilet water, do so. Just an example. If not, do not. Fuck the community because of you do something anybody wants to do but doesn't try. Not your problem. I think you're too much involved with people here commenting and demanding, etc. because of your stuff is some kind of giving that message. People believe you're a retro gamer icon and want your opinion and stuff, demanding, etc. But stay at what you want and give a fuck. I'm not entirely sure what it is you're trying to say there, to be honest. I think you're trying to say, do your own thing and don't worry about what everyone else says. It really, really doesn't work like that. I can't ignore what people think. I can't ignore what people say. I can't just put up videos and not interact. If I'm going to read what people say and respond, I can't not care. It would be very easy. I know there are channels that don't. They just do their thing and that's that. I'm not that kind of person. I care. I give a crap what people think. It's fun to do your... I mean, when it comes to making my videos, I do my own thing. I don't, as a rule, give in to pressure and have people say, do this, and then I do it. No, generally I don't. But I do actually give a crap when people say stuff. So... while I get what you're saying, it just, with me, it doesn't work that way. Okay, from Lost to... Oh God, how do you pronounce that? Lost Touch JS? Lost Touch JS, possibly. Celebrities are people that has talent, like an actor or actress, or a football player, basketball player, hockey player. Them people are celebrities because they have God-given abilities. YouTubers that makes videos are not celebrities. Right, okay, I absolutely agree that YouTubers are not celebrities. However, I don't agree that all celebrities are talented people. Who are these Kardashian people? What? What do they do? Why? Some people are famous for being famous. They have no talent, no skill, they don't do anything at all. They're just famous. So, I agree with you in some ways, but not others. From Murray EFC 78, it's good to get things off your chest once in a while. Yes, it absolutely is. I probably do it more often than I should. When I get into serious, and sometimes am I being critical? Am I critical of my viewers sometimes? Yeah, I probably am. It doesn't always go down well. When I'm saying, please don't do this, I don't need the pressure. I don't know if I was saying please don't do this actually. I think I was just saying yes, it puts pressure on me when you do this. Is it critical? Who knows? It doesn't always go down well, but it does get it off my chest. Lawn Boys Post 1975. It's funny, I had a reality check in my comments last week. I was abused, I don't know if I would say trolled, because someone asked me what I thought on a subject and I told them, and as it was different to theirs, they went batshit crazy. It makes me laugh. Why ask someone's opinion if you're not going to like anything different to yours? Yeah, absolutely. I don't get... I would say you were trolled. I would think that kind of thing. I've got no time, no tolerance for that kind of thing. If someone's going to ask a question and then can't handle the answer, they need to piss right off, because I can't be bothered with them at all. From B. Rowland 1. It reads Browland 1, but I know it's Ben Rowland. Hello, Browland. Sage advice all round. Real life, relationships and responsibilities is always more important than a YouTube hobby. Absolutely. And I most definitely see it as just a hobby. Nobody should suffer setbacks due to their time on YouTube. And it would be... How do you pronounce that? Is that... I read it as hubris, but is it hubris? Whatever. For someone to expect a YouTuber to pump out content because they felt entitled to it. It's shocking, but some people actually do feel entitled to it. They do think that we're providing a service, and it annoys me. The goal should always be to have fun, both as a viewer and a content creator. Finding balance and stepping back when things go pear-shaped is important. Yes, absolutely. I think anything, be it YouTube, hobbies, any aspect of life, if things are going a bit wrong, do step back, because you need to see the bigger picture, and you can't do that if you're up too close. Worldgate 989. My PS3 used to have folding at home icon. Now it's gone, thank goodness. Do you know, I didn't actually notice it had gone. I did used to use that folding at home thing occasionally, more out of curiosity than anything, but I didn't mind it being there because it was, unlike this bloody SingStar thing, it was for a good cause. It was a scientific experiment for medical purposes, folding proteins and stuff. I don't know if it was cancer research or something or other, but I didn't mind that one. But like I say, it was for a good cause. But I hadn't noticed it had gone. Proud to say, this is from Mr. Bacchus 18, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Proud to say I've never said, you should have done this, to any YouTuber. I get the feeling when I see that kind of comment, this must be some dumb kid. I don't, sometimes it probably is. Almost, sometimes in a gameplay video where it's like you've not necessarily done it right. Maybe it's kids, I don't know. I think very often it's like the thought process hasn't been completed when maybe it doesn't occur to them, this is a video. So telling how to do it properly to a video is pointless because it's done, it's recorded, we're not going to re-upload it. and do it again properly. And when, you know, as they're commenting, we're not playing it anymore. We've moved on. I don't know. I think it's just an incomplete thought process. And I know the intention is always to be helpful, so I can't knock those people, but it is kind of a pointless thing to do. Sorry to all those people who've done it. I've probably just offended all of you now. From Pocket Mego, I always miss you when you were gone. Well, I tell you what, Ray, I miss you when you're gone. But I know, as you know, that those we love are forever going to be more important than this YouTube stuff. Yes. I get a lot of the other stuff you're talking about as well. This is why I'm currently in a retirement of sorts from it. There you see, I'm going to miss your videos. Trying not to pressurize. Is that passive aggressive pressurizing now? I'm going to miss you, Ray. But it's just good to have you still commenting. Love your stuff when you do it, and I totally understand when you don't. Stephen Ryan. That's Stephen Ryan. I can't tell. Anyway, I've already done the downsizing thing. I got rid of loads of stuff and have just kept the games I will replay or have an emotional tie to, but stupidly spent the money back on more games. But if they are good games, what? But if they are good, what the hell? If not, they will be sold on too. Yes, absolutely. I don't think there's anything wrong with buying more games. Rationalising it, I think, or is that the word? There is not a lot of point keeping masses and masses of stuff if it's not going to get used and isn't serving a purpose. That could be said for an awful lot of the stuff I've got. Does it serve a purpose? For me, actually, yes, it does, even if I'm not necessarily using it. But for some people, no, you might as well sell it and get more stuff that you will benefit from. That's really what it comes down to, a good deal. If you're going to downsize, does it serve a purpose? If not, totally get where you're coming from there. PSI 236. Sometimes I just watch people because I like what they look like. That's not you, Steve. I often just listen and not watch your beard. But seriously, it must be stressful at times. I'm just too tired to make videos sometimes. I'll probably keep the 360, the 1200 and the GBA. So that's kind of similar to your choice. Yes, it is similar. Swap the 360 for the PS3. I think our taste there in stuff is quite similar. I get what you say about watching some people just because of what they look like. Yeah, I can think of a couple of channels that actually I don't watch anymore, but that I did watch for some time just because they were easy on the eye. I do kind of get out of that after a while. If what they're making is really completely vacuous, then I'm like, okay, I've had enough of that now. I don't mind that you don't watch me for my rugged, handsome looks or my magnificent beard. I need. This is really getting a bit shaggy now. It's like I haven't been trimming it. I've been a bit, but I've just wanted to see what it gets like if I don't trim it as much. It needs doing. Tribal Masters says, never take a YouTube channel or YouTube itself for granted, I guess. Just enjoy it and not complain. Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. Channels come and go. I have seen some channels that I really enjoyed have gone. They've vanished. It ticks me off sometimes with the whole throwing the toys out of the pram, saying, I've had enough, I'm going, and then they delete all their videos. I find that quite petulant, and it's like, I can understand people quitting. They've got no time for it anymore or whatever, but I don't get the deleting all the videos thing. But yeah, YouTube itself, it probably isn't, no, it's not going to be here forever. How long will it last? I don't know. I mean, it's probably becoming economically, is it economically viable? Are they making a loss on it, or is it profitable? I don't know. I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon, but it might change to a point where for people like us, it no longer serves the purpose. I don't know. flicks the beans. I'd be lucky to get 100 views in 24 hours anymore. Pretty soul destroying stuff. Probably the reason why I don't make as many videos as I used to. Yeah, it can't. Believe it or not, I do know what you mean. I have another channel and it doesn't get a lot of views, and it is disheartening, and there isn't a solution to that. You just either stick at it or you don't. I think if you just, for me, doing this, I do it because I enjoy it, and it's easy doing this. The other channel, I kind of enjoy doing it, but it's harder, it takes more effort. So I make fewer videos on that now because it's not as much fun as doing this. So even if I wasn't getting a mass of views, I would still be doing this because I enjoy it. But I do understand what you mean. Okay, I've got to stop now anyway. Andrea's just gone to bed, and I haven't quite hit the end because I have one other video, which was the books and magazines one. But I'm out of time, really, so I'll stop there. I'm going to edit it. I don't know. I'll see what the response to this video is like before I decide whether I'm going to do this on a regular basis or not. We'll see. If you got to the end of this, congratulations, because it's probably long and boring. Other than that, thank you for watching.